We've helped coaches and course creators make over $100 million total without discovery calls and sales calls. And sales calls are proof that your funnel is broken. And fundamentally, discovery calls and stuff is basically a waste of time unless you want a lot of headache and a lot of a big team and you don't want any freedom, which is something that I do not want. So if you want that in your business, then I'm not the guy to follow. But I just want to share in this video how important it is to build a system that can make a lot of money, because you associate sales calls with 10K, 15, 20K sales. And that's how I'm going to make 100K and 1 million a month or 8 figures a year. No, 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 no. That's just the system that people keep talking about. But what I'm going to show you is proprietary and something that no one is really doing except me and my clients. So stage one, okay, is the real cost of the discovery call. I'm going to tell you why it's actually costing you money. And nobody does the math, but when you do, the call becomes the most expensive thing in your business. Not your ads, not your team, the call. So average calls per week, let's say 10, okay? Average call duration, 60 minutes. Show up rate, 60%. This is very generous, by the way, okay? Show up rates are leaning towards 30%. Close rate on calls, 20 to 30%, sounds about right. Hours spent per month on calls, 24 hours plus. Hours spent on calls that never buy, 17 hours plus. What those 17 hours could build instead is the system. Now, this is 10 calls a week. I'm just putting it here because I want to be generous. But like this, it's easily 10 calls a day if you're running any sort of big business. And then you just multiply everything. So it's 240 hours and 170 hours. So 70% of your calls were never going to buy. They were curious, researching, or not the right fit. A qualifying funnel removes them before they ever reach your calendar. I'm going to show you that qualifying funnel later, okay? Every no-show still costs you the slot. You blocked the time, you prepared, they did not show, that hour is gone. A pre-qualified buyer never goes an application they worked to complete. So why do I say a pre-qualified buyer never goes an application they work to complete? Because what I'm going to show you the system later is how to get people to buy and consume your content, or not content, but your webinar or your VSL or any funnel that you have, and buy your high ticket without ever getting on a call, right? You can only take so many calls per week. That ceiling becomes the ceiling of your revenue. You cannot scale a calendar, you can scale a system. The only way you'll scale a calendar, like I said, is having a really big team, and that comes with a lot of headaches. And unless you want to do 10 million a month, then you don't need a big team, all right? Stage two, why you need the call in the first place. The discovery call exists for one reason. The prospect does not trust you enough to buy without speaking to you. I need to remember this line very, very well, okay? That is a funnel problem, not a closing problem. You are not bad at closing. Your funnel is sending you cold or semi-warm people. They need the call because they have not been warmed up yet. A warm buyer does not need convincing. They need a mechanism to say yes. The call is doing the job the funnel should do, building trust, demonstrating authority, handling objections, answering questions. All of that should happen before they ever speak to you inside the funnel. A pre-sold buyer needs a checkout, not a call. When someone has bought your front end, gone through your email sequence, and watched your webinar, they are not looking for more information. They are looking for a way to say yes. And you may be thinking, what front end? What email sequence? I'm going to get into all of that. I'm going to show you the exact funnel and system you'll be using, but I just want to make sure you know exactly why this discovery call thing is holding you back. Okay? Stage 3, the system that replaces it. 4 stages. The low ticket front end warms the buyer, the email sequence builds the trust, the webinar closes on contact, the application replaces the call. Full breakdown in the previous video, link in description. So I have a breakdown of this whole system in very big detail below in the description box. It's called the buyer flywheel. You can go and watch that. I break down this whole thing in a proper video. But what I'm going to explain this system to you is, you first have a low ticket front end. So that's $17 to $47. You sell that via paid ads. People buy that $17 or $47 product. You have an email sequence that sends them to a webinar, and this webinar is evergreen. It's always on. You do not need to do it live. You record it once, and it's live, and it's recorded, and it's always playing. That means they can watch at any time. They can watch and they gain trust. They can get value. They can buy your program at any time. You do not need to go on sales calls. Now, this webinar comes with some caveats, which is you can sell stuff for 1K all the way to 5K. Above 5K, usually you need a call and application. But if you want an autopilot business where you have low ticket front end buyers coming in every single day, 100, 1,000, I just got 200 buyers yesterday. And then you have a webinar that they watch every single day. Remember, if you're getting 100 buyers a day, they will watch this evergreen webinar. A percentage of them is going to buy your 2K or 5K or 3K offer. And that's all pure profit. That means you could have 5 in a day. That means $10,000 extra per day. And if you say, Dan, I really want to work one-on-one with people, I really want to sell my 10K, 50K packages, then you can tell them, hey, since you already bought this product, the 2K product or whatever 5K product, apply here, and then we can go on a call, or they can apply and then you just send them a payment link via a Google Doc. Simple. So the webinar closes on a contact because the funnel pre-sold them. By the time someone watches your webinar, they have already bought from you, already trust you, and already want more. The webinar is the confirmation, not the pitch. The application qualifies better than any call. Someone who fills out a thorough application has demonstrated intent, commitment, and seriousness. They have done more pre-qualification than a 60-minute call ever could. This is the system. This is the autopilot lifestyle business. Simple, very simple. You do it once and it runs. All right? Now, stage 4, what to do instead of booking more calls? Stop filling your calendar, start building the system. Every hour you spend on a call that does not convert is an hour you could spend making calls unnecessary. So, still on calls, your revenue kept by your calendar, 70% of time people spend on people who never buy, no shows and ghost rates drain momentum, cannot scale without more of your time, which is a big problem, which I didn't want. Business stops when you stop. If you don't answer the calls, you're dead, right? You can hire a closer, but then you need to look over the closer and have the team and sales manager and commissions and blah, 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 blah. Keep everything to yourself. Why do you need to pay some guy? Doesn't make sense, especially when you want to run a lifestyle business. There's a reason why I call this Operation Lifestyle Business. Okay? Revenue scales with traffic, not your time if you have the system. Only pre-sold buyers reach the close. Application filters out tire kickers automatically. Add traffic to add revenue, so you just need to pump more traffic to this low ticket front end and you make more money. Business runs while you sleep. Perfect, right? So you build the front end first, the low ticket. The goal is one qualified application per day, not 10 calls per week. So if your end goal is this, if you really want to sell your 10K and 50K programs, then your goal is one serious applicant who went through your funnel. It's worth more than 10 strangers on your calendar. Quality of the lead is determined by the system they came through. A calendar full of calls is not success, it is a warning sign. It means your funnel is not converting, it means you're the bottleneck. The goal is to make yourself unnecessary in the sales process. That is when the business actually scales. So I hope you got a lot of value in this. You should take away from this is, if you want to do a call, it should be at the end of the funnel where they are already pre-sold. All you have to do is pick up the phone, answer some questions, send them the payment link, and they pay you 50 or 10K to 50K. If you want to be like me, you don't want to, all my partnership offers, we don't have sales calls. We just have this system running. Low ticket, email sequence, webinar. We bank 2K to 5K on autopilot and we just let it go. All right. Anyway, if you want to build this whole sequence down here, low ticket, emails, webinar, your VSL, your sales pages, everything, I have my new proprietary software offer engine is out. Click the link below. It's on discount right now. And yeah, if not, no worries. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.